Outside, a torrential downpour raged, yet the man inside the car was about to die of thirst. He had been trapped in this luxury vehicle for 3 days and 3 nights. His only water source was the urine he'd passed 3 days ago, but the pungent smell made it impossible to swallow. At that moment, the car owner's voice came through the display screen. The owner was a wealthy man who knew how to handle people. He explained that he'd locked the car doors to punish car thieves like him. However, if the man would reveal his identity and let the rich man check if he was a repeat offender, he might consider letting him go. Faced with this demand, the man flatly refused. Clearly, this wasn't his first crime. In response, the rich man remotely activated the car's air conditioning. The modified system could drop to -10 degrees Celsius. The man shivered violently from the cold and quickly put on his clothes to fight off the freezing temperature, though he still claimed he wasn't afraid. Unknown to him, the car was filled with surveillance cameras, allowing the wealthy owner to enjoy a 360-degree view of his pitiful prey. After 10 hours, the man couldn't bear the cold any longer. Hungry and freezing, he pulled out a gun from his bag, planning to break out by force, but the bullet bounced off the Chinese-manufactured glass and shot straight into his thigh. This was disastrous. If he couldn't escape soon, he'd likely bleed to death. Fortunately, a woman happened to walk by. He shouted desperately for help, successfully catching her attention. Strangely, when the woman approached the glass, she merely touched up her makeup. It turned out the rich man had converted the windows into one-way mirrors. From outside, no one could see in, and the car had top-tier soundproofing, so even the gunshot wouldn't alert passersby. Jack had no choice but to remove his shoelace and tie it around his wound to temporarily stop the bleeding. He begged the wealthy man to let him out, even offering to turn himself in to the police. Following the rich man's demands, he provided his personal information. He thought this would at least save his life, but instead, the other party hung up. In despair, the man gradually lost consciousness from blood loss. When he awoke, he discovered the bullet had been removed from his foot and his wound properly bandaged. He realized the rich man must have been in the car, but he couldn't understand why he wouldn't let him go. While puzzled, the wealthy man called again, angrily stating that after checking his identity, he'd discovered he was a habitual thief who'd been to prison 3 times. To teach him a lesson, the rich man decided to give him a severe punishment. With that, the car automatically started and accelerated forward. Jack never imagined the wealthy man could remotely control the vehicle. The car sped up to 180 miles per hour, making Jack's heart nearly leap from his chest. However, the skilled rich man, after a wild ride, hadn't hit a single pedestrian but had driven straight to a parking garage. Jack remembered the rooftop was a large open space and instantly realized something terrible was about to happen. Watching the car climb higher toward the roof, Jack desperately begged for mercy, but the wealthy man didn't care. He drove straight to the rooftop, floored the accelerator, and charged at full speed toward the barrier.